I recently made a very expensive shipping mistake that I want to share with you so that you don't have to deal with what I just got through dealing with. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin' Ain't Easy, and I just got through this morning dealing with a very expensive shipping mistake. How expensive, you may ask? To the tune of like 80 bucks. What it was is I sold this HP, it's like 23 by 20 by 12 or something like that. And it's 16 pounds, and I had these things up for sale. I'll show you what they are right here. Essentially, they allow you to upgrade specific HP laser printers to accommodate more pages, and large businesses need more capacity for printing, and this is kind of what that is for. And so it's like a paper tray. And so these are factory sealed. I received like 9 of them in my last set of pallets. I think I paid like $280 for the entire pallet that came with like 9 of these. They had a bunch of little like cheap headphones, like the Koss brand headphones, and some Logitech, real basic Logitech keyboards. And those are kind of just gravy. Sell those for like $10, $15 a piece. But these here retail for like $200. And on eBay, they sell for like $150, $170. And if you're willing to sit on these items, I suppose you can keep them priced at $150, $170. And those sellers were offering free shipping. I offered these for $139.99. And the cost of calculated shipping, which depending on where they're going to, can be anywhere between like 20 bucks to 40, 50 bucks, depending on what side of the country they're going to. And so I have best offer also on these listings because, again, I have multiple quantities. I had 8 of these. Actually, one was like an open box, kind of questionable. The other 8 were brand new, but I don't have that other one on this listing. I have that on its own listing as an open box unit at a much cheaper rate. But I have this one at $139.99. And I think I have it as low as like $110 or $100 as my bottom line price. And I received an offer last night from a buyer, and it automatically accepted. They offered $105 for 4 of them. And little did I know, I didn't really pay attention to it until I got up this morning to do my shipping. And I found that they paid $73, actually $74 for shipping total for 4 of these. Now, it was going to Wisconsin, and one alone ships for $38. Essentially what happened was there's a setting in your shipping preferences that for me was selected as combined shipping based on weight only. There is no real other option. It's weight only. There's weight only minus like a certain amount, and then there's no discount. So I'm going to cut over to my computer to let you really kind of see what I'm talking about here. But you got to know that if you are selling like multiple quantities, like let's say it's just like a first class kind of item or a very small item, it may seem innocent to have that weight box checked. But if you're then introducing larger items to your store, that could cause you a big problem and cost you a lot of money, like it did for me in this case. So this is what I woke up to this morning when I was trying to run my shipping for the 4 units that I sold for $105 a piece, plus the cost of shipping. Now, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, $73.18 was the amount, and I think I have $1 handling added to my shipping policy. So I actually received $74.18 from the buyer. And now each item is actually 16 pounds. And you see what they did here. Each item is 23 by 20 by 12. And all they did was simply quadruple the weight. So if we were to put 1 unit in here, it's 16 pounds. It's $38.72. So by my math, I think it was like 155 bucks is what I ended up spending, because if I tried to put 64 units together and I basically stack them and somehow bundle these boxes, we'd basically have 48 inches instead of 12. The other dimensions would stay the same. And check out what it does to the price here. It makes it really crazy. $180.14. Remember, I only received the $73 and $74.18. So what I decided to do was the cheaper way would have been shipping each one individually, $38.72, came out to like 155 bucks. So essentially I was short 80 bucks after it was all said and done. So I ended up shipping these to the buyer with 4 different tracking numbers. So you can see I've got a tracking number there, tracking number there, tracking number there, and tracking number there. That's all fine and dandy. However, I'm out $80, and it's all because I made a mistake. So let me show you where I went wrong here. So you go up to the top left and you click on account settings. You go down to your shipping preferences down to the bottom left here, and hopefully you can see this. I'll try to blow it up a little bit so you can. And what you want to do is you want to click on your calculated shipping rule, which is under allowed combined payments and shipping, calculated shipping rule, and you'll click on edit. Now, as you can see, it's at no discount right now, but what it was at was combine all item weights. And what that does, and it doesn't make any sense to me, but what happens is it says if you sell a multiple quantity listing, what it's going to do, it's going to take the weight for that item and multiply the weight by the number of items you sold, and it's going to keep the dimensions the same. Now, for any of you guys who've shipped more than a week on eBay, know that you need to change your dimensions to represent the actual size of the package. The weight is one part of the equation, but your dimensions are just as important. And I don't know why eBay does this, but if they're just adding the weights, slapping the weights in there, so they're basically saying for 4 items at 16 pounds, it's 64 pounds, but they didn't change the size of the box. It's almost like they want me to smash everything in one box. Of course, that's not possible. And eBay should know better. This isn't their first rodeo, and I'm sure that I'm not the first one that's had multiple items, large items, sell, and it just causes a big headache. So, of course, you can combine all item weights and subtract an amount. I mean, that doesn't do me any good. Combine all item weights, or what I should have done and what you should be checking for is no discount. Now, the reason that this can be a problem is because let's say right now you're selling with combine all item weights. Maybe you have a bunch of smaller items that you're selling, and fine. Let's say we're dealing with a 8-ounce item. Maybe you sell 4 of them. You're at 2 pounds. And by the time they pay you whatever eBay calculates for them to pay, and that's assuming you're using calculated shipping, chances are you're either going to be very close to what they paid, or maybe you're going to have to pay a couple bucks out of pocket. But if you have that set up, this is a universal thing. So no matter what your policies show, if your calculated policy won't have this here. So you're going to have to make sure that you have it set for no discount if or when, maybe it's not even a matter of if, it's a matter of maybe when you introduce that listing that has multi quantities of that same item, and it's a larger item, and you're not going to want to be having them just add weight and not adding or changing the dimensions, which eBay doesn't do. So the way to do it is just simply go no discount, and then on those other listings, those multi-quantity listings that are smaller, make sure your shipping policy just specifies the additional shipping amount that you want to collect for anything that's purchased above and beyond. So totally my mistake, 100% on me. It's an $80 mistake. If I'm able to help just one person not make this mistake, then it was worth it. Check your calculated shipping rules and just make sure you're on no discount. It's probably the best way going forward because, again, you can set your individual shipping policies to add whatever cost you want for your smaller ones. But don't get caught like I did and have this not selected as no discount. So hopefully this gives you some ideas on what to do or what not to do like I did. So there you have it. That's kind of what happened. It's hard to say what happened with me. The only thing I can think of is because I don't recall ever setting that to wait. I don't even recall that setting. It could have been about 2 years ago when I was selling these Xbox and PlayStation controller adapters, and I had about 200 to 300 of them. I bought like pallets of these things, and they were selling like hotcakes for me, and my margin was such where I could actually allow discounted shipping because generally I don't utilize discounted shipping. So I offered that for that listing, and I think that may have happened where I went in and I adjusted the setting to allow buyers to buy multiples. And I did have multiple sales in a few instances on that particular listing. But because I don't sell a lot of stuff in quantity, I have a lot of different stuff. Generally, that opportunity doesn't come very often for me. And so I didn't think much of it when they bought these four large boxes. And I found out the hard way this morning that, yeah, it was an $80 hit. I think as you saw, the label's like $150 for buying them all separately is the best way. And I just got back from UPS dropping them off, and it was basically 150 some odd dollars. They paid 74, so I'm out about $80. So yeah, that's my story, and I don't want you to have to fall into the same trap. So go into your account, go into shipping preferences, and make sure that your combined shipping is set to no discount if you have multiples of larger items. Larger meaning, I would say more than a couple pounds, because what you're going to find, the dimensions are not going to change when that weight is added. And once that weight is added, those dimensions mean everything to your cost of actual shipping. You don't want to be in a situation where you're losing money thinking you made a good deal, and in the end you're losing money. Now, for me, I think my cost on these are like $20 a piece. So I didn't lose money. I just didn't make as much as I was hoping for. Thankfully, I still have 4 more of these new ones, and I won't make that mistake again because my account's not set up with weight anymore. It's set up as no discount. So guys, quick video today. What do you think? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this issue. While you're at it, hit that like button. I certainly appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. And of course, hit that notification bell. Yesterday, I went live. A lot of new people. And I suspect that if you had your notification bell clicked for this channel, that you would have been notified and may have been given a chance to be part of the show as well. But next time, I plan on going live here very soon. But just thought I'd make a quick video and just make you guys aware of this potential issue. And maybe it doesn't apply to you now, but it might in the future. So make sure your settings are set appropriately. These little settings on eBay that we either don't know about or we just totally forget about, these are all just other examples of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have a great rest of your week, and you will hear from me very soon.